Joshua chapter 18. The entire Israelite community ascended at Shiloh and sent up the tent of meeting there. The land had been subdued before them, but 7 tribes among the Israelites were left who had not divided up their inheritance. So Joshua asked the inheritance, "How long will you delay going out to take possession of the land that the Lord, the God of your ancestors, gave you? Appoint for yourselves 3 men from each tribe, and I will send them out. They are to go and survey the land and write a description for it, the purpose of their inheritance, and return to me. They are divided into 7 portions. Judah is to remain in its territory in the south, and Joseph's family in the territory in the north. When you have written a description of the 7 portions of land and brought it to me, I will cast lots for you here in the presence of the Lord our God. But the Levites among you do not get a portion, because their inheritance is the priesthood of the Lord. Gad, Reuben, and half the tribe of Manasseh have taken their inheritance beyond the Jordan to the east, which Moses, the Lord's servant, gave them." As the men prepared to go, Joshua commanded them to write down a description of the land, saying, "Go and survey the land with a description of it, and return to me. I will then cast lots for you here in Shiloh in the presence of the Lord." So the men left, went through the land, and described it by towns in a document of 7 sections. They returned to Joseph at the camp in Shiloh. Joshua cast lots for them at Shiloh in the presence of the Lord, where he distributed the land to the Israelites according to their divisions. The lot came up for the tribe of Benjamin's descendants by their clans, and their allotted territory lay between Judah's descendants and Joseph's descendants. Their border on the north side began at the Jordan, ascended to the slope of Jericho on the north, through the hill country westward, and ended in the wilderness around Bethaven. From there the border went towards Luz, the southern slope of Luz, that is Bethel, and then went down by Ataroth Adar, over the hill south of Lower Beth Horon. On the west side, from the hill facing Beth Horon on the south, the border curved, turning southwards, and ended at Kiriath Baal, that is Kiriath Jearim, a city of the descendants of Judah. This was the west side of their border. The south side began at the edge of Kiriath Jearim, and the border extended westward, and went west to the spring at the waters of Nephtoah. The border descended to the foothills of the valley that faces Beth Hinnom Valley at the northern end of Rephaim Valley. It ran down Hinnom Valley towards the south Jebusite slope and downward to En Rogel. It curved northward and went to En Shemesh and on to Geliloth, which is opposite the ascent of Adumim, and continued down to the stone of Bohan, south of Reuben. Then it went north to the slope of the opposite of Arabah, and proceeded into the plains. The border continued to the north slope of Beth Hoglah, and ended at the northern bay of the Dead Seas, and the southern end of the Jordan. This was the southern border. The Jordan formed the border on the east side. This was the inheritance of Benjamin's descendants, by their clans, according to its surrounding border. These were the cities of the tribe of Benjamin's descendants by their clans: Jericho, Beth Hoglah, Emek Keziz, Beth Arabah, Zemaraim, Bethel, Avim, Perah, Ophrah, Chephar, Ammoni, Ophni, and Geba, 12 cities with their settlements: Gibeon, Ramah, Beeroth, Mizpah, Chephirah, Mozah, Rechem, Irpeel, Teralah, Zelah, Haleph, Jebus, that is Jerusalem, Gibeah, and Kiriath, 14 cities with their settlements. This was the inheritance for Benjamin's descendants by their clans.